Okay, guys, it's your boy Styles back again with another video, and we're going to be running over a gold trade that I caught. All right, so let's not delay this video. Let's make it quick. All right, you can see clearly from everything that we are seeing on the 1 hour chart that gold is clearly bullish. Right, as at the time this trade was caught, I think gold was around here. So you can see that right from this region, from this level down here, we have been breaking highs, right? Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, liquidity sweep to deceive people, thinking that the trend is going to change right here. But then we had a sweep and break above. So coming down to this fractal of price right here, you can see that we had equal lows right here. We had equal lows right here. And these equal lows just got swept. So those equal lows, let's call them equal lows. Swept them and then we broke structure above, right? We closed above these two down close candles, which is another block, and then we continue going higher, right? Price stalled around this region, stopped around here, and most people thought that this was a sweep of liquidity right here, liquidity sweep, and therefore this high, a protected high, right? Targeting this next level. And price initially gave that premise that yeah, they are correct because it respected this region for it to close above these highs and disrespected this last higher high, close below, and we had bearishness, right? We kept on going lower, and even if you had taken a trade here, I'm sure you would have gotten some pretty good risk to reward up onto this level. But you can see at this level, price stopped. Price stopped here, right? Stalled around this region, and then we had this massive spike yesterday. This happened yesterday on the 19th of August, and you can see that we broke these highs, and it's seeming like the bullish trend is going to continue once again. Okay, so the trade I'm going to be reviewing is on this day. Okay, see this extreme levels. Something about gold is that gold likes to test the extremes, right? The extreme of a zone. I know that it's nice, okay? Like in this case, you can see that gold didn't come back up here to the extreme. But if you actually trade the lower time frames, like look at this region here, you can see that. Let's start from here. Gold swept these lows, broke above, came back, tested the extreme of this low, right? If you had decided to enter on these rejections or you put your stop loss anywhere aside this low, you would have gotten swept. Break above, came back, and you can see that it came back to test the extreme, right? This last candle, this last order block should have been a safe place to keep your stop loss. And basically, that's something I just noticed about gold. You can see the same thing right here. If you are taking an entry right here and you kept your stop loss anywhere else apart from this last candle's low, you would have gotten swept. So now, when price got to this place, knowing this, take note, I took some losses around this region, right? I'm going to say I'm not going to say I'll be catching gold freely for all this while. I've been getting some losses as well as some wins, but overall, my wins have overcome my losses, right? Better wins and less losses. Even though the losses are more, the wins I catch are good replacement or they cover the losses properly. Anyways, gold came to the extreme region and basically you just watch and see what happens around here because it's safe to assume that yeah, we can get below this region, clear this liquidity based on looking at this region as its protected high. But then if you drop down to the 15 minutes and you see this fractal of price in the key level, which is this level right now, you will see that there was all indications that gold is likely to reverse and continue the bullish trend. So you can see this is the 15-minute time frame, right? So gold came into this region. We had that same signature of price, right? A sweep, break, and retest. Price swept this low nicely. Okay, so we'll call it sensor liquidity sweep, and it broke above these highs impulsively. You can see that we have been trickling downwards, and then we broke above this high impulsively. You can see a fair value gap right here. After breaking above these highs, what do we expect? We expect gold to retest. Where is it going to retest? Usually, right, from my model, we draw a Fibonacci retracement, right, and target this region. But now, I just told you now that gold retest the extreme levels, right, and these weeks are the extreme levels. Okay, so this will be a good zone. So buy. Let's take this off. Okay, so this is the region, and you can see that gold tapped it retraced and started flying. We just kept on going higher. Right, on the 5 minute chart, if you look at this region that I just marked out, you will see that all the indications of price that gold was going to fly were there. Price tapped this region. You can see that after this lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, we have broken structure again. We took out this high, broke below, failed to close below here, and then we started trickling upwards. Right, you can see that the market basically changed around this region, and I think I entered around this level. Right, when I came to the chart, when I saw the chart, I think the price was here already, and put my stop loss below these lows to be safe. Right, stop loss below these lows, and I targeted theory arrow. So 1 2 theory arrow. Okay, right there. The reason why I targeted theory arrow was, yeah, I was thinking that price is gonna reverse, right? But then I saw this supply zone, and I'm sure a ton of people also saw this as well, and they were looking for gold to reverse from this region. Okay, it's a normal thing, right? You cannot be 100% right in the market, and it's just one of those things. You can see that the supply level is something that is very nice. Impulse break fair value gaps down to this level, and you expect that it will hold. And some people had their entries around this region, but as you can see, this trade absolutely ripped to the skies. You just kept on flying up, right? So if I had not cared about this zone and had targeted these highs, the ultimate highs, right, on the 1 hour, these extreme highs right here, I would have been looking at this level, right, to take my profits, and that would have been 5.76 arrow. But I got a 3 arrow trade, and it was okay. It was okay. All right. So that was the gold trade for this week, the trade of the week, if you ask me. And currently, you can see that gold is even giving more opportunities to continue buying. This is an order block, right? And above this region, you can see that we have some liquidity resting above here, liquidity below these lows, and then gold just came back, tapped into this zone. It's kind of reversing right now. And the 5 minutes, if you look at it, it's giving nice signatures. But as usual, I'll tell you again, I will expect goals to come to the extreme levels right here if I'm going to buy. So if I'm going to be buying gold, I will expect it to get to this level, stop loss even below this low, and then maybe target on that TV arrow or these highs. Okay, so these highs will make it 3.5 arrow. So this is a good trade in my opinion, but it's not yet playing out. Maybe by the time this video is out, you would have seen whether this trade actually played out or if it didn't. But anyways, that is it for the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Styles out.